right, YouTube.
All right, God.
We are back.
Hell yeah.
And this time with our first ever synonymous list.
This is our first consensus list, except for the honorable mentions, because I have a few from anime that he has not seen yet.
We have a couple, honorable mentions are different, but our top 10 list are the same. And this is our top 10 changes of heart or characters that switch sides or switch intentions, that kind of deal.
Yes. So
start out with the honorable mentions. I guess I'll go ahead and start off with the Celestial Dragon from One Piece. The Don Quixote.
Don Quixote Mosgard. He's actually my first honorable mention too.
Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about him. So he's the one from Fishman Island that wanted to kill the
queen.
That was originally going to kill the queen. She got shot anyway, and they were going to blame him, and they almost killed him.
This close.
She still saved him. He remembered. Later on at the reverie, the princess was about to be kidnapped by another celestial dragon.
Fucking dickbag.
The same one that Luffy sucked the shit out of.
Still
didn't learn his lesson.
They ain't learned shit.
So he's trying to kidnap Shirahoshi. And this guy comes in and lays that man out.
Everybody was like, oh my god, he's gonna die. And he was like, no, it's cool. I'm a celestial dragon. I can do that.
I knew someone was gonna step in, but I didn't think it was gonna be him. So that was a pretty big surprise. Next honorable mention for me, Loxus from Fairy Tail. Man was a big ass douchebag at the very beginning of the series. When they were being attacked by Phantom Lord, Mira Jane called him and was like, "Please help us. You're like the strongest person I can think of." He's like, "Nah, you guys will be all right." Click. like what a dick. And he switched up to the point where like the Thunder Legion were about to be killed, and he sucked up all those vein particles for them.
I get up there and say it went from...
He went from almost
asshole, performing fairy law in his own guild, trying to do that to...
turning his own guild against each other to saving
it.
The closest people.
So that one was fantastic. My second honorable mention is Kuro Sensei. This one is only so low because, A, he hasn't seen this one, and it was a consensus list. But B... his whole evil streak started before the first episode. And it was only in flashback that we got to see who he was before he was teaching these kids.
I've only seen some of it, so I didn't get to the end. But I did see but they didn't really show you know.
But that being said, he was ranked the number one assassin on the planet. So you know he was a sack of garbage. He literally, like, when they were ending the show... not gonna spoil it because he still haven't seen it. This nigga was thinking about it like, man, you kids really fucking saved me. Back when I was an assassin, I could just do whatever the hell I wanted and all this other shit. But having real life responsibility to these children helped him change and grow as a person. And I fucking love it.
I like it.
Fantastic.
I'm fucking with it. Last honorable mention. Didn't really feel like he deserved to make the list. Just because I know a lot of people complain about him. But I think it's justified. Sasuke Uchiha. I mean, because he was, at the beginning, he was never really good. He always had his revenge streak.
He was going to kill this man from day one.
Yeah, from day one, all he wanted to do was kill Itachi. And then once he killed Itachi, all he wanted to do was, again, destroy what made him evil evil. He was just trying to inherit Itachi's will after that, or what he thought was Itachi's will. He just misinterpreted a lot of things. I
really think the change of heart and what I appreciated about it was this eye-opening moment when he was like, man, this nigga really didn't want me to just be out here hating the fuck out of people.
Yeah, no. I haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, no, the big reason he made it onto the honorable mentions was when he turned back after the fight with Naruto. Naruto blows this man's arm off. Because, at literally halfway point after the Danzo fight, Naruto looked him in the eyes and said, if we fight going all out, we're both going to die. We're both going to die. There's no other way around.
It's the only option.
And Sasuke was like, nah, I'll beat your ass, don't worry about it. But they blew each other's fucking arms off. And Sasuke was like, man, wow, are we dead? And Naruto was like, no, I don't think so.
We're good. He was like, so you want to have that fucking talk now? And Sasuke was like, you know what? Sure.
Like, yeah, and one of the moments that was really great to me about their last fight, a lot of people didn't notice this in their fight, which is actually, I thought was crazy. When they're doing the final Rasengan Chidori, when Naruto's doing Rasengan, he has all these hands from Jiraiya and Kakashi.
Yeah,
and all
that shit was fucking beautiful.
From Sasuke's Chidori, the only hand you saw was Itachi's. Itachi's hand still guided him. Because even though Sasuke was not doing what Itachi wanted,
he was always looking.
The last thing that Itachi said to him was, no matter what, I will love you always. No matter what you decide to do, I will love you always. So it's like, even though Sasuke was trying to destroy the village, kill Naruto, become Hokage, whatever, Itachi's like, you are my brother and I love you. I will still support you.
Life sucked. I'm going to support the fuck out of you.
And they, again, resulted in them blowing each other's arms off. And now Sasuke took that as this is a sign of what I did. I don't even want my arm back. I'm going to go atone for my sins.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ass moment, switching it up all the way to Boruto. My last audible mention is Hiei. Hiei is his only name. Motherfuckers don't have last names in Yu Yu Hakusho. He a goddamn demon. But he was one of the first big bads in Yu Yu Hakusho. And like I said in a previous video, Yusuke only beat him on some bullshit. This nigga transformed, was beating his ass, and got to laughing his ass off and got shot in the back because he was laughing his ass off. After that fight, he begrudgingly had to team up with this man, and Yusuke just slowly won him over. He got like the Vegeta attitude towards this man, but it never went away. He's like, I still always fucking like your dumb ass, but you are the most strongest motherfucker around. And
yeah, so it's a Vegeta
mechanic on my squad. Pretty much it was just fan goddamn tastic. And like I said, I love him because as a dual antagonist, he was just as strong as the main character most of the time. Every time you saw Yusuke growing, get some new moves, he ain't on the same shit. Oh, bitch, I got some new shit too. Why I let you fight this motherfucker? You dumb. Just fantastic. So, on to number 10.
With that, we're going into number 10. List. So, again, we agree on them all. We're just going to say a name and talk about it. Our number 10 here, we got Frieza.
Bruh.
So, Frieza, he's great. But again, the reason he's so low is because it's really hard to actually say if he's switched sides. There's still some evil intentions in there somewhere.
All the way in
He's
there.
Still a plotting ass man. Still conniving as hell.
The only reason he's on here is because we don't know if Black Frieza's technically evil.
We just don't know what his plans are.
Pretty sure he is.
So we can't say if he's like pure evil or if like he's got something up his sleeve or something good planned.
The thing is though, I feel like the only reason he actually got put on this list is because Goku popped up on this nigga in Earth's Hell. And Frieza from back in the Frieza arc, after he first got killed, this nigga Goku would have popped up on him and be like, hey, we're fighting in a tournament, and if you don't help us fight, you could be erased from existence. He'd be like, yeah, nah, fuck that. Fuck you, you're lucky, get the fuck out of here. But he's been there long enough, and he came back and lost again, so he definitely has to think about really what the fuck he has done. And I think his heart is actually softened a little bit. So
I think he is not as hateful of a person as he was.
Definitely, he's definitely gonna be a disrespectful bastard for the rest of the
time.
But
there's definitely some savagery you'll never take away from Frieza.
No, it's fucking Frieza.
Number 9, we got Obito Uchiha. So again, his also really low on this list because his change wasn't of his own accord.
He got manipulated.
It was more like manipulation. And also the reason he made the list though was because of his turn back. The fact that he becomes a good guy again at the end.
By manipulation still.
Talk no jutsu, but a little different, but not really.
Oh no, man, Naruto.
Madara at least saved his life.
Yeah.
And then started manipulating
him.
That's what I'm saying. Naruto was just like, hey, you're just like me. Give me a hug.
Come on. I'm like, oh my god.
Typical Naruto talk no jutsu, you know.
The cycle of hatred.
Again, the double turn is what makes it make the list. But Considering he wasn't even the main villain, he was just the person setting everything up for the main villains.
He actually was not fucking bad.
He actually wasn't even really a bad person at all. So
he got crushed up.
But again, the double switch deserves a spot on this list, though. Obito's a great person.
Definitely.
Number 7, Gin Ichimaru.
Bruh. Alright,
again,
so
the double
is
turn.
A special case because this nigga was a triple agent the whole time.
Again, the double turn is the reason he makes it on this list.
Bro, this man.
But the reason he's so low is because the actual impact of the turn is very low.
Did nothing, bro.
He did nothing.
He got all the way up.
He did what he wanted to do, and still it did nothing.
And still did nothing. He stabbed this man through the whole.
It was a sad moment for sure.
Right back, bro.
But like the actual
back,
impact
bro.
was
sick.
not there.
And
but that just made the moment even better. But again, it made this the reason he's on this list brought him down. So.
Yeah, and the fact that you didn't learn that it was all for Rangiku.
It was all for Rangiku.
Until
big
right
ass
after
titties.
the fact, you're like, what?
You did all that for Rangiku.
Did it for the titties.
Big ass.
I got nothing.
Coming in at number 6. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
No, this is number 7. Gin was 8. That was my bad. Got my numbers mixed up a little bit because Frieza was 10, Obito was 9, Gin was 8. Number 7 is Miriam / Netero. Again, the double turn is the reason it makes it on this list. The reason it's so low is because the double turn was unnecessary.
Bam.
Miriam was already turning. He would have made the list by himself. But then
Netero had to sat down in real life, talk to this man.
They just decided for some reason that Netero, no, I came here to kill you, so I'm gonna kill you. Like
the whole fight while he was trying to hit
Miriam Lily hit him with a line that made him sit there and stop and think. He's like, man, this dude's really trying to talk to me. Maybe I should sit down and
fuck
nope,
that.
I decided I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Like I feel like that was the most unnecessary, uncharacteristic thing.
The thing is, I could have seen them even fighting him being an old stubborn man. You know, old dog can't learn new tricks. But once you lost your arm and your leg, to stab yourself in the chest and unleash the bomb.
To nuke.
I feel like that's what really pushed him over the edge to be like, oh, you're kind of evil.
Yeah, it felt so uncharacteristic and out of place.
Yeah.
To be honest, to me. So like the double turn, although it was great, definitely unnecessary on the Netero half of things.
Definitely. And the Miriam side of things was just good character building.
Great character building. Miriam's a great character.
Ripped out the womb. So I'm ready to be born. I'm the king.
He was killing people because they sucked at a game.
Yep.
Until he finally met someone that could beat.
Game.
And then literally this little blind girl. Like, I mean, this is one of the greatest. A little blind girl, sniffling blind girl, beating his ass at board games, convinced an evil ass Chimera ant.
Emperor.
And they fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
A blind, sniffling blind girl and a baby Chimera ant that's an actual monster fell in love over board games, and we ended over some uncharacteristic double turns. That was the saddest moment in the whole show, them dying.
Them niggas died right next to each other.
That shit hurt my soul.
I said, what?
I'm not a huge fan of, I like Hunter x Hunter. It's a great show. But overall, that was the best moment of the entire series.
Definitely.
And it was satisfying.
And
moving
that
on.
fight, I go rewatch that fight all the goddamn time. This is like
great moments. Number 6, Sosuke Aizen. Another person who's on this list because
we just love him. We don't know if he technically switched.
Yeah, he's another one that maybe doesn't deserve to be on this list just because it's still contentious whether he's good or not. By the way, if you haven't read 1000 Year Blood War arc, spoilers. So skip all of what we're talking about Aizen here because this is all 1000 Year Blood War. This man literally gets up out of the chair and stares down Ichigo like he's gonna do something. So it's like,
but soldiers, man. He's like, you know, I can fucking kill you.
But he does help take out the final villain, so he's not a complete piece of shit anymore. So does he deserve to be on this list? Maybe, maybe not. But
it's a little bit of bias.
There is some bias coming into here.
Aizen's
a fucking amazing character overall.
Goddamn, love him.
Number 5. Nagato from Naruto.
This
man, the reason he's so high on this list is because he had one of the most impactful turns in the entire series.
Literally, he
this man
hundreds of niggas.
Killed more than half the fucking village, and then after Tog no Jutsu, he just brought them all back to life.
Really?
They literally said at one point, they were supposed to use Nagato's power to bring Madara back to life. And instead, he used it to bring back all these people that he had killed.
Including Kakashi.
Including Kakashi Sensei.
I would have been so
I would have been so hurt.
We already lost to Ryan.
We already lost to Ryan. If we would have lost to Kakashi too, I would have been sick.
We cannot. So, yeah.
So that was a really, really impactful change. So that's why he's so high on this list.
Definitely.
He's not, Pain is one of my favorite villains, but Nagato doing this was a huge moment.
That shit was massive.
Number 4, manga spoiler alerts for Black Clover.
Oh my god.
Number 4, Julius Novachrono.
Oh my god.
Again, I'm not entirely sure if it's of his own will. Obviously, I think this is a Patri situation where it's like he doesn't necessarily have control over his body. I think Julius is still tucked in there somewhere,
bro. This nigga Julius just got his body took all the way. This man's a demon.
One of the greatest plot twists I never saw coming.
Bro, I didn't see that shit coming.
Julius, and the craziest thing is they hinted. They dropped hints that it was going to be the case. First of all, Julius Novachrono is one of my favorite anime characters of literally all time. Man is OP as fuck, and he is fucking hilarious.
And he's kind-hearted.
He has everything in a great character. But they dropped hints when Asta was tied up by the Midnight Sun group. When Julius first shows up to save him, he shows up and they have that black shading over his eyes like they do for villain characters.
Yeah.
He shows up and he instantly kills 2 people on the spot. No hesitation.
A bit savage for somebody who's supposed to be good.
I get you're defending your kingdom, but you could have easily captured all of them. He was underplaying. He was downplaying the fuck out of himself. He could have easily captured all of them, no effort. Second thing is this.
They talked about nobody ever having time magic either.
That was in the manga though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that was spoilers.
Yeah, all of this is spoilers anyway.
Yeah. That was a big thing too about, Julius was the only, don't you think it's weird you're the only person that's ever had time?
Ever.
But another thing, when he was fighting Patri, this is one of my favorite scenes in the entire show. But looking back at it, this is a little bit of a hint. When he was over Patri from behind with his hand out, his entire body was shadowed, and he said, I can already see your future, and I assure you it ends in defeat.
That do sound like some villain.
Amazing scene, but you don't really think about it until after it happens. If you go back, he's completely shaded, like a villain character, and the way he's pictured, again, his hand is just over like the back of his head, and he spits this crazy bar, and again, you look back and you're like, man, he did some really villain-esque shit. And you're thinking at the time, man, this dude's fucking strong as hell. Holy shit. I'm looking back at it, though, you're like, holy fuck, these were some hints dropped.
That shit crazy.
Moving on to our top 3. Eren Yeager.
Bruh. So, this one...
This is how you write a main character.
That's just fantastic. This man was scarred by the world.
He wanted to do nothing but get rid of the Titans. That was his only goal at the
period. Until he found out that we're all Titans and that they all want to get rid of us.
And now he just wants to now it's turned into, I will kill the rest of the world.
Hey guys, if we cross the sea and wipe out everyone over there, will we finally be free? That's the most crazy shit I ever heard.
He went from, I just want to cross the ocean and see what's over there, to I'm going to cross the ocean and kill everybody over there.
It's war.
Like, bro, when he fucking pieced up Armin, that was one of the greatest things.
That was the most savage shit I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, got Mikasa to sit the fuck down and pieced up Armin.
Call Mikasa a slave and then pieced up Armin. You know why we never fought? Because
I beat your ass!
Because I will beat your ass! bro. Got to piecing that nigga up, bro. That shit was fantastic.
So yeah, that's how you do a main character. He's one of the only main characters to ever have a wholehearted switch up and go from being a straight good guy to a main villain.
The main villain.
So props to that.
Zeke, bro.
Number 2, Gazio Red Fox from Fairy Tail. I love me some Gazio. Probably my favorite character other than Urza in the entire series. Love me some Gazio. Man had the biggest change of heart. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the final season. When I thought he was gonna die, I cried like a little fucking bitch. He cried like a little fucking bitch.
Little bit, bro. That show used to fuck me up. Bro.
Little bit. I was in the car. He cried. We both cried. Shit was sad.
That shit fucked me up.
Man went from, he literally tied this bitch to it, beat the shit out of her and tied her to a tree. All the way to, I'm having your baby. Look at old Black Steel Gazio's finally settling down. That line is the one that got me. When he referred to himself as Black Steel Gazio. That shit was just tough. He started singing songs with this bitch. He got her pregnant. He's the only one to on screen get some. Because they showed you that. They showed Levy with a green blanket. Then they showed someone else and they showed Gazio with a green blanket. Wink, wink. But, you know, Gazio transformed from the literal antagonist of an arc to being one of a whole redemption arc, being one of the most reliable people in Fairy Tail.
Period.
Man got double Dragon Slayer powers with his Iron Shadow Dragon. Yep. Now he turned to, once I beat you up and tied you to a tree, now you're my baby mama. Like...
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Crazy fucking switch.
That was just he had a great arc overall. Leads us to number 1, greatest character arc potentially in all of fucking anime.
Give it up, people.
Vegeta. Man went from blowing up planets and enslaving races.
When you first saw Vegeta, apparently I saw on the internet not too long ago that this was filler. Fuck you, this was not filler. I saw this shit as a child. This is near and dear to my heart. When this nigga was on the way to Earth the first time, there was a planet at war. He stopped on said planet. Stopped said war. Just so him and Nappa could take a piss. He got up into the atmosphere. The king was running for the queen. It was all happy and shit. And then he raised 2 fingers up and blew the whole goddamn planet up. I was like, oh!
He went from literally blowing up planets and enslaving races.
Period. That's a day job.
To being the best father, arguably, in the entire series.
Yeah.
Gohan doesn't even take his own kid to school. They recognize Piccolo. Goku lets his children get the shit beat out of them on a regular basis.
Gave Cell a sensu bean.
He's always showing up late. He almost died to the Saiyans. He got his neck broke by Frieza. He fucking let Gohan get his fucking shit wrecked by Cell after giving him a sensu bean.
Bad.
And then he just disappears to go train wherever the fuck he feels like it, whenever the fuck
he feels like it. Like, she had to call this nigga to tell him that the money he gave her is running out and he needs to.
Like, Bulma had to call Whis to warn them about Frieza, and they still showed up late to fight Frieza. You have instant transmission and a literal angel by your side, and y'all still can't do it. But you got Vegeta over here, who has 2 kids now over the course of a couple years. Mm-hmm. And this man is helping train Trunks to be a good warrior.
Took him to the amusement park because he
went to an amusement park with them. This man threw Bulma a big ass birthday party at the beginning of Super on a giant ass yacht. Bingo! Bingo! I get Beerus was there to intimidate him a little bit, but like,
still fantastic.
I mean, look at for another great example from that party. Actually, was when Goku and Beerus were fighting. Piccolo or Hercule, I think it was Piccolo, figured out that Whis was his master and was like, "Well, why don't you stop this?" And Whis was like, "Unhand me." Like, and Piccolo was like, "I said stop this," and Vegeta threw a ki blast at him.
He's like, "Stop it."
Yeah, Vegeta gave him that look like, "Hey, bro, chill." Like, but normal, early Vegeta would have just let him get fucking bodied by Whis. He wouldn't have I don't give a fuck about you.
What are you talking about?
I'm just care about this fight up here. No, Vegeta grew to care about people as a whole. He's a family man now. He's got 2 kids, a wife. Man, like, went from, leave me alone, I'm gonna be in the training room, to Kakarot, that's my wife, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. And even in the manga now, he's still growing as a person. Fucking, he's a little mad at himself that he let it be Bardock that taught him to remember his Saiyan fucking pride. But he was like, had a real moment. It was like, the best part about Vegeta's change up is that he changed his intentions as far as being bad or good.
But who he is as a person
really is never changed.
Never changed.
His Saiyan pride. He carries the pride of his race.
Like the pride is
the universe.
Like Goku he only cares about himself. He only cares about being strong and fighting. Vegeta literally carries the entire Saiyan race with him. Like, he's like, Goku's a fucking imbecile. All he cares about is himself. But me, I just want the Saiyans to have a good name. Like, even when he fought Kava, he was like, don't fucking surrender. Don't say you give up. You're a Saiyan. Yeah, we don't do that. Where's your Saiyan pride? Man. Like, and it really showed through during the Tournament of Power when Vegeta, after Vegeta got knocked out, the scene that went viral.
Oh my god.
Goku fucking trespassed into the domain of the gods and beat Jiren. I gave you everything. Like,
yeah, I'm almost fucking iconic.
When he fucking smack talked Belmont. We've had 48 minutes, and you've seen us Saiyans surpass our limits time after time after time. So if you don't think he can complete this, you're the fool. You don't deserve the title of God.
Man.
Like, Vegeta is like, even though he has basically hated Goku's guts since the beginning of the series, he respects how strong he is. Yep. He acknowledges that.
And uses it as a goalpost.
And uses that as a goalpost to keep himself going. Because he's like, and I'm very, very glad they gave him his comeuppance in that superhero movie. And let him get a fucking victory over a clean victory over my boy Goku. And I just want to show this out there. I said clean victory. Because if you go back and look at all their fights, none of them actually ended cleanly. So nobody actually won. Because Goku got his ass beat in the first fight until Krillin and Yajirobe cut off his tail and all that shit. Fucking Majin Vegeta was beating his ass. Goku didn't use Super Saiyan 3, but that was, if he would have, then his time would have ended quicker on Earth. So he wouldn't have been able to fight Boo later. So all the people saying he held back, he didn't really have a choice. Yeah. He didn't really have time to waste all of his time just fighting Vegeta.
They've just been training together ever since.
Yeah, he did. So, and literally ever since then, it's just been training. Those were the only 2.
Clean dub.
Yeah, so this is the first clean dub goes to Vegeta. So I have to give. So all you Vegeta stands, you get a win in this column. That's me. But Goku stands take the L. But
definitely. But that was our
top 10 change of heart switch ups.
That was our first very consensus.
And our consensus list. First one we came up together, agreed. So
definitely let us know what you think in the comments.
Let us know which ones you like more. Do you like our differing list? Do you like our consensus list? What do you think had better results? And give us some ideas for what else you want to see.
Yes, yeah.
We will be catching you later.
Oh yeah, thank you, YouTube.